Sometimes blended family dynamics can be challenging. Am I the asshole for not wanting to support my husband's kids? I, a 34-year-old woman, have been married to Randy, who is 37, for 3 years. I have one child, Ethan, who is 9, from a previous relationship, and Randy has 3 children, Abby, who is 13, Tyler, who is 11, and Sarah, who is 7. When we got married, his kids primarily lived with their mother, so we split our finances 50-50, and it worked for us. Unfortunately, their mom passed away in a tragic car accident a few months ago, and now Randy's kids have come to live with us full-time. I was fine with them moving in. I know they need stability and support during this difficult time. Here's where things get complicated. Randy recently told me that he can't afford to keep contributing his half toward rent and utilities now that his kids are with us. He says with the extra expenses for his kids, even with their Social Security death benefits and the fact that he's no longer paying child support, he simply can't manage it. He suggested I should start covering more of the household costs because I make 3 times his salary. I feel conflicted. Yes, I make more money, but I didn't sign up to be financially responsible for his children. Before we got married, everything was split equally, and I liked that. I've always budgeted carefully for me and Ethan. Now it feels like I'm being asked to shoulder the financial burden of supporting 3 additional kids that aren't mine. This isn't what I agreed to, and I'm seriously considering divorce because of it. Aside from this, there are a few other money-related issues that have made me question our relationship. Randy's spending habits. He always seems to have money for hobbies, like buying expensive fishing gear or going on weekend trips with his friends. But when it comes to contributing to household expenses or Ethan's extracurriculars, he suddenly can't afford it. I've had to pick up the slack multiple times. His expectation that I cover extras for his kids. Ever since his children moved in, Randy has been pushing me to pay for things like their school supplies, clothes, and activities, even though their Social Security benefits should help cover these costs. I don't mind helping occasionally, but it feels like he's relying on me for everything without contributing much himself. The amusement park incident, this one really set me off. A couple of months ago, Randy took all 4 kids, Ethan and his 3, to an amusement park. That same night, he sent me a Venmo request for just Ethan's share of the costs for tickets, food, and souvenirs. I didn't love the idea of splitting it up that way. It felt petty, but I paid it without argument because that's how we've always done things. But then, 2 weeks later, I took all 4 kids roller skating. I covered everything, admission, snacks, rental fees, for all of them. But when I sent Randy a Venmo request for his 3 kids' share of the day, he flat out refused to pay. He said something like, "I didn't ask you to take them out," and left it at that. I was furious. It wasn't just about the money, though that part stung too. It was the double standard. When he takes all the kids somewhere, I'm expected to pay for my child, but when I take them out, suddenly it's all on me? I felt disrespected and unappreciated. It made me realize just how unequal our financial expectations had become. I don't want to feel like I'm being nickel and dimed in my own marriage, but that's exactly how it feels now. I shouldn't have to send him a bill every time I take his kids somewhere, but I also don't think it's fair that he's constantly trying to push more and more financial responsibility onto me. I know these kids have been through a terrible tragedy, and I feel awful for them. But I also feel like I'm being taken advantage of financially, and it's starting to make me resentful. Am I the asshole for not wanting to be financially responsible for my husband's kids and considering divorce over this?
I can't believe you posted this on Reddit. Wow, I really can't believe you decided to air our personal business on Reddit. This is how you want to solve our problems? Fine, I guess I'll respond here since that's apparently what we're doing now. First of all, I'm not sure why you're so surprised that I asked you to cover more of the rent and utilities now that my kids are living with us. I'm not paying child support anymore, sure, but I'm also feeding, clothing, and caring for 3 extra kids full-time. That adds up. You make way more money than I do, like 3 times more. So why is it such a big deal for you to help out a little more? It's not like I'm asking you to cover everything. I just need you to step up, like a good partner should. You're acting like I'm mooching off of you, but we both agreed we'd be a team when we got married. It's not fair that I should be drowning financially while you sit comfortably because of your higher salary. My kids didn't ask for their mom to die, and now they need us both. You knew what you were getting into when we got married, and now it feels like you're pulling back the second things get tough. Now let's talk about the amusement park thing. Since that apparently really got to you, I took all 4 kids, including Ethan, to the amusement park, paid for everything. And yeah, I asked you to chip in for your son. I don't see why that's such a big deal. He's your responsibility, not mine. You didn't even have to think twice before paying, so clearly it didn't hurt you. But the way you framed the roller skating incident is ridiculous. You decided to take all the kids skating. That was your choice. I didn't ask you to do that. So why would you expect me to pay you back for something I didn't agree to? I didn't make you take them out. And now you're mad about my hobbies? Really? Yes, I buy fishing gear or go on trips with my friends, but I'm allowed to have a life. Just because I'm struggling a bit financially doesn't mean I can't spend a little money on myself every once in a while. It's not like I'm asking you to fund those things for me. As for the vacation money, we're a family now. All the kids deserve a vacation, not just Ethan. My kids have been through a lot, and it's only right that we prioritize something for them too. You can't seriously think that Ethan should get a trip while they don't, right? That's not fair to anyone. I feel like you're just making this about money because you're looking for a way out. You think you're better than me because you make more money, but I've never treated you that way. We're supposed to be in this together, and instead you're acting like you're the only one pulling weight. And one last thing, I'm not sure why you even bothered to mention the Social Security benefits. Yeah, the kids get them, but it's not nearly enough to cover everything they need. I'm still doing the best I can, but you act like the extra money should magically fix everything. Honestly, if you're this upset over a few dollars here and there, maybe you should reconsider what kind of partner you want to be. Marriage isn't always 50-50, especially when life throws unexpected things at you. But if you're just going to complain about how much more you're paying, then maybe I need to rethink things too. Also, I can't believe you're considering divorce over money. That's pretty shallow, don't you think? I thought you were better than that. Let's just hope the Reddit world enjoys this drama as much as you clearly wanted them to.
Hi everyone, I wanted to come back and update all of you, as so many of you offered insight and support after my original post. Randy and I have officially separated and we're now in the process of getting a divorce. I wish things could have gone differently, but ultimately he was unwilling to see reason when it came to finances and how we handle things with the kids. I understand that his children have been through an unimaginable loss, but that didn't give him the right to expect me to shoulder most of the financial burden. Our relationship started with the understanding that we would split things evenly, and it became clear that wasn't ever going to happen again. Randy's response to my post pretty much solidified my decision to leave, but here are a few more things he did that made it clear divorce was the only right outcome. The dinner incident. A couple of weeks ago, Randy took all 4 kids out to dinner. I was out of town for work, and he couldn't get a hold of me to ask for money because I was in meetings. So instead of treating all the kids fairly, he got Ethan the cheapest meal possible, basically a small plate of fries, while his 3 kids all got proper meals. Ethan came home upset, and that was the final straw for me. I can't be with someone who treats my child like an afterthought because I wasn't there to pay my share, the rent adjustment. After I initially told him I wasn't going to cover more than half the rent, he decided to adjust what he thought his share should be. Instead of cutting his expenses evenly between rent, utilities, and groceries, he just stopped paying for groceries altogether, claiming that because he didn't eat as much, he didn't need to contribute. Yet, I was feeding 4 kids every day, and all he bought was snacks for himself. I was left paying the grocery bill for a family of 5. The credit card drama. I recently discovered that he had been using my credit card to pay for his kids' extracurricular activities, without telling me. When I confronted him, he acted like it was no big deal because I made more money anyway. It wasn't the money itself that hurt, it was the entitlement and dishonesty. I really wanted to make this marriage work, especially for the kids, but at the end of the day, I can't stay in a relationship where respect, both for me and for Ethan, is lacking. I wish things had gone differently, but I know now that I made the right decision. I hope that he learns from this situation and maybe, someday, realizes what went wrong. For now, I'm just focusing on moving forward and rebuilding a stable, peaceful life for Ethan and me. Thank you all again for the support and advice. It's been a tough journey, but I'm confident this is the best path for both of us.